Pyrography is the art of wood burning. The word pyrography literally means to draw with fire. I use a pyrography machine, a Peter Child pyrography machine, and with its hot wire version you can actually get solid tips, but I haven't got one of those with me at the moment. I've been doing this now for about 6 years. I saw it at a local country fair. I went down there and just had a go and thought, this is really great. I want to have a bit more time with this.
The equipment I use are a wood burning tool, either a wire wood burning tool or a solid point one. I use tracing paper, carbon paper, a pencil, an eraser, an old ballpoint pen, an oil stone, a wood block for testing the heat of the burner, sandpaper, scissors and a wire brush. The materials I use predominantly is wood. I use sycamore and beech as they're the best as a rule. Hardwoods can be used, but they're quite difficult to burn and they need a much higher temperature at times. I can use leather and cork if the cork is very fine.
This part of the process probably takes the longest. It's the setting up. The smoother the surface that you're working on, the better you'll get the finished product. All I do with this bit is, after I've selected the piece I want, I use a little bit of fine sandpaper just to get rid of any marks or rough edges. So I want a nice smooth surface to start with and work on. When choosing your design, you have to be very careful that you make sure the design's not copyrighted. So on this particular pattern, I'm just taking off part of the whole picture, and I can add my own take to whatever I need to. I can add it in so then it won't be a direct copy. I use carbon paper to transfer the patterns that I want to use from a book or a drawing onto the actual the wood. So here we're just cutting some carbon paper out now to the shape of the wood. And that should cover our piece. When I'm putting my design onto the wood, I'm very careful about the position, because that's where your final piece is going to be on the wood. So you just have to make sure you tape it down, just to try and keep it in place while you're transferring your design over. Here I'm just using sellotape, but I often just use some masking tape. Just to keep it still. This is how I get the design that I've chosen onto my wood. I'm now just drawing over the trace that I've made, so it puts an impression through the carbon paper and will leave us with a pattern that we can then follow when we're using the wood burner itself. I'm putting all the shading bits in here that I could see from the original pattern as well, because it helps me when I come to do the burning. Okay, once we've traced over our pattern to put on, we then take the tape off and hopefully we'll get a reveal of the pattern behind on the wood, which we have there. Now we can start burning our design. So we power up the machine, set it to the temperature we think will be right for the wood. You can test it on an old piece of wood first if you want to, just see that you're actually getting the nib hot enough. Okay. So using the pen really lightly, like you would a paintbrush almost. Touch the nib of the pen, the hot wire, over the design that's on the wood. It leaves a scorch mark. You may have to use a fan to take some of the fumes away, because I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but there is actually some smoke coming off the wood. The drawbacks are, it does take a long time to do. You've got to have sort of an adult's really got to do it, or somebody that's supervised, because it is quite a dangerous tool to use. It's actually quite hot. You have to be careful about anything you burn, because the fumes that come off of different woods and materials can be toxic. Other than that, I think you just have to be sensible with the machinery that you're using and the environment you're using it in. It's relaxing. You can actually see something, you produce something at the end of it, so you've actually got a piece of artwork, or you can give out as a gift, or you can display in your own home. It's individual and unique. You can actually put onto the patterns, design, anything that you'd like or other people would like, and you can sell your patterns and designs. When you've got your finished bookmark, you can just use it straight away.